Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, which you've seen me talk about reading. I finished it probably like a week and a half ago, I think, and I really enjoyed it. The book I thought was beautifully written by Daphne du Maurier, and yes, it's flowery, but not in an annoying way. She's a beautiful writer. Her prose is gorgeous, gorgeously flowery, that's what I'll say. So what I didn't realize, probably by chapter 2 or 3, is that you never learn the name of the narrator, who is the woman who winds up marrying Maxim. And she becomes the new Mrs. De Winter. So she's just always referred to as Mrs. De Winter. And I think they did it because throughout the book, narrator, she's very childlike. And I think it's said that she's about 21 years old. She's very childlike. She was close with her father, who passed away a year prior to going to Monte Carlo as that job as that woman's assistant, companion in training. And she's just very timid. I think her character is portrayed as a little bit more independent in the Alfred Hitchcock movie. And then she meets Maxim. She leaves her boss behind in Monte Carlo and goes off to get married to Maxim. And there's a lot of scenes, or lines or chapters or whatever, where Maxim treats her like a child. And it's infuriating. And I don't know if it's a sign of the writing at the time or the climate of, equality for women. I don't know. I'm not a historian. I can't answer that question. And it's frustrating. I'd rather have seen her marry Maxim's estate manager. He was a very cool character and very nice to narrator. The character of Mrs. Danvers, who was devoted to the original Mrs. De Winter, she is an amazing character. She's obsessed with the former Mrs. De Winter. And if it weren't for her as a character to be in that book, this wouldn't be a book, because her character is just phenomenal. I loved how she was written. At the end of the day, it's a classic. I didn't realize it was a thriller. I thought it'd be more gothic horror-ish. This was a thriller, and I think this book is said to have kickstarted the genre of psychological thriller, which definitely is. So I definitely think you should read it. If you're into thrillers with a gothic feel to it, there's no modern technology in it. This was written in 1938. So you don't notice the lack of technology in this. When you read a book now in 2025 or whenever you're watching this, those things aren't important. In thrillers, lots of use of cell phones and emails and all that stuff, and that's not in here. There are phone calls, and I believe there's letter writing in there. That's the communication. And the other form of communication is getting in the car and traveling into town to talk to somebody. I thought it was phenomenal. I highly recommend Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier.